time slows down when it can get no worse. I can feel it running out on me. I don't want these to be my last words. All forgotten, 'cause that's all they'll be. Now there's only one thing I can do, fight until the end like I promised to. Wishing there was something left to lose. This could be the day I die for you. What do you see before it's over? Blinding flashes getting closer. Wish that I had something left to lose. This could be the day I die for you. This could be the day I die for you. This could be the day I die for you. This could be the day. Everything I know, everything I hold tight. When to let it go, when to make them all fight. When I'm in control, when I'm out of my mind. When I gotta live, when I gotta die, gotta die. Everything I know, everything I hold tight. When to let it go, when to make them all fight. When I'm in control, when I'm out of my mind. When I gotta live, when I gotta die. This could be the day I die for you. Feeling like there's nothing I can do. This could be the end, it's mine to choose. It's taken me my lifetime just to prove. This could be the day I die for you. Don't let it be the day. What do you see before it's over? Blinding flashes getting closer. Sacrificing everything I knew. This could be the day I die for you. This could be the day I die for you. Everything I know, everything I hold tight. When to let it go, when to make them all fight. When I'm in control, when I'm out of my mind. When I gotta live, when I gotta die. I know that we haven't met, but I know your vibe. Always skipping a step, 'cause I really don't mind. It's like you've been in my bed a couple thousand times. Now we're at it again, we're at it again for the very first time. Hello, stranger. I don't know your name, but I recognize your energy. A breath taker. You give me deja vu, this is feeling like a memory. Your lips look so familiar, and I don't know if this is real, just a liquor, but this feeling is major. It might sound a little strange, 'cause I know that we haven't met, but I know your vibe. Always skipping a step, 'cause I really don't mind. It's like you've been in my bed a couple thousand times.
by number 3. Can you kiss me in the dark? I'm wanting you. Always apart, I'm so emotional. Every time you pack up and leave in your car. Why can't you stay here, soak up the charm? Take a breather, I'm all you needed. Give me your heart, I wanna make you sure I'm the reason the rest up here. If you don't linger enough, you'll be a stranger, baby. So come get to know me. Don't be a stranger now.
Hello and welcome to Amethyst Racing. It's Tier 2 today and it's me, your host, Martin, as we're going to get on the way with this season. Here's a look of the calendar to come. Today we are in the land down under of Australia. With no Hugendorn, last time's Tier 2 winner here. We're going to be getting a new Tier 2 winner in Australia. We got some new drivers and we got some old faces. But the real question is, who is going to come out number 1? We're just doing the final preparations before we get ready to go live. Only one more minute. I'm eating a pack of crisps. And I have a drink to hand for them pesky hydrates as well. Sadly not Korean barbecue. I went for a roast chicken. That's not the worst thing that's happened on commentary. There was once a time I was having my dinner and my co-commentator thought he could mess with me, and he got messed up. But we're about to get the guys underway, so I'll let the drivers know it's time to ready up. No co-commentator today. No, I'm not. I'm riding solo. We've got Mr. Dale here for much, and there's I wasn't on Friday night. You are correct. I'm expecting a Molly to appear at some random moment for Loadman as well. Well, look forward to it. I hope you... What was that? Oh my god, it's a follow. Thank you very much for the follow. That scared me just a little bit. I was not ready for that. as we're about to get underway. The lobby just loading now as we speak. "19 drivers take to the track. Only one of them is going to win." And no one appears to want to come out. And now they decide that it is time to play. So leading us out, I believe, is the new Williams team principal in Alfred Monk. Everyone remembered their numbers. No, they didn't. Who is that? That would be... Ule remembered it. There's only one Ferrari on the track today. Kizzy has not turned up. 55 is Carlos Sainz. And AlphaTauri. Oh, yes, and AlphaTauri hasn't. I have no idea who that is. Oh, that's Hart. Oh, that's the guy. That's the guy's name. I'm gonna absolutely ruin. That's Hardy Jizzer. Hardy Jizzer is using Monk's number. But here comes Alfred Monk to start his lap in that Williams, the first car on the track. And what can Monk do? As he now comes through that second DRS section into turn 3, late on the brakes, you want to swing it around, almost touch the curb. And into the infamous turn 4, where we can expect to see a couple of track limits. Turn 5 can be very unforgiving on the car's back end, as you might see the odd driver drop it. Monk, though, sets a 26.8 as his banker. Now rounding along the long right-hander. This once used to be another chicane, but after the reprofiling, they made it a lot faster and flowing. Monk now through sector 2, currently still holds purple 1 and 2. And there has been a spin, and it's Swan. Swan has had a crash further back. Let's see if we can catch what's happened on one of the Alpines. And Swan has binned it into the wall. Swan has lost it. But Monk now rounding the final corner. Lovely. Monk sets the benchmark of a 17-1. Next up is going to be Vlad Rosu with a faster second sector. Silver, meanwhile, puts in a better second sector. Khan got on his debut, goes P4. Loadman into P2. I'd like it to show the times, please. There we go. Ule managing P6 currently. I've got to try and guess who's who now. It's going to be Talbot next. Talbot goes P6. Then it's going to be the Alpine of Van der Groot. Gertenver as Jerling sets the fastest lap, beating Monk by 500ths. Now it's going to be oh! Hadijizer goes P3 just off Monk as Elsum making his return to Amethyst goes P6. Next up is going to be a guessing game of who is next to come across the line. I believe it is the drivers making their way in, so we're going to look for Bean. Bean is someone who's expecting to be right up the front. He's a purple sector 1 for Bean. As House has binned it! House has binned it! Oh, and he's in the wall and he's ripped his wheel off! Harris, the old man with clipping arthritis, has put it into the wall. Bean now coming through, almost on the limit there of an invalidation. Putting it right to the limit, only a green sector 2. Is he going to beat Jerling for provisional pole? Rounding the final corner, keeps it solid and steady on the track. And Bean goes fastest by, oh my god, 3/10. Nick Mangano coming into the pits with the wrong number on. Byland, former Tier 1 driver, now driving in Tier 2. What can Byland do? He'll be looking to prove his doubters wrong. Still getting a bit of heat into them tyres. What number does he have on? No. It should be... Ah! Okay, I know what I've done. It's my fault. It's my fault. I know what I've done. But Byron now starting his lap will be looking to show that he's still got that Tier 1 pedigree within him. Right on the limit, and his Pufran going slow behind. Oh! Byron has a massive moment there. Somehow not eating a wall. That's going to lose him all the time. Currently, the top 10 within a second of one another. We've had two drivers absolutely bin it in Swan and Harris. And it looks like Pufran's done the same there. Going very slow, or is he invalidated? Looks like he might have invalidated. We're going to switch to Much because we believe Much might be on a bit of a time here. Let's ride on board with Much. It's green in Sector 1. How does he compare to Jerling in Sector 2? He's 4/10 off the lead pace. We're looking for a solid, could be top 5. As he now rounds the final corner. Doesn't take too much curb on exit, and Much is going to come in. He's going to put it P12 currently. So Much Banker puts in P12. Who is the first on track for a lap? It looks like it might be Jerling actually. Jerling looking to answer back from Soybean's time. As actually Rosu, for Season 5 champion of Tier 2, goes P5. We see Elsum improving to P8. Khan improves to P9. But back for the battle for pole. What can Kevin Jerling do? He still has the fastest second sector, so it doesn't improve on his time, but has a purple sector 1. As it does appear to be a stricken car in his way, there's going to be a little bit of traffic ahead. As we see Harris's wheel littering the track. Jerling, though, rounding the final corner. Where will he compare to Bean? And Jerling, a 10th off. Bean's final sector is a monster of a sector. As meanwhile, we now have an Alpine. I think that is it is not Benny. Oh, but Benny spins! In the quick left, right, Benny loses the car. May have cursed him by switching to him. As we look to see who could be on a lap right now. I think it might be the Ferrari of Ule. No, Ule into the pits, having improved to P5. Maybe it's Byland. No, Byland on an outlap. Khan puts it on his debut, puts it P10 currently. Next up is going to be Nick, who is starting his lap. Elsom, who is in the pits now. Trying to work out who we're looking for, who could be on a lap. As the Alfa Romeo reserve of Balint goes P11. It might be Monk, who's invalidated, about to start his lap now. Alfred Monk currently P4. Hardijzer has gone P2. In all that commotion of trying to find someone on lap, Hardijzer has put it into P2. On his debut, the unknown force looking to rival Bean on pace here. Khan is on an in lap. It is going to be Nick Mangano, who has invalidated. So Nick not going to be setting a lap time here. Puffran with only 2 corners to go. Moved from tier 3 up to tier 2. As he rounds the final corner, Aran Puffran goes P5. Puts a big lap in from Puffran. Next up it is going to be Loadman, I believe. No, Loadman in the pits. Khan, P11 now. Starting another lap, I thought. It's spelled Hardijzer. Hardijzer. He's the only man on the track. What can Khan do? It's an improvement in Sector 1. As we're starting to see a couple of drivers come out as well. It's going to be Elsom and Rosu. Khan 3.5 tenths off the pace through Sector 2. Can he find some time in this final sector? And what is the weather down under going to throw at us in the race? It's looking like today at least is going to remain overcast. Khan now rounding the final few corners and dives into the pits. He was improving. So interesting decision to pit instead. So we're now going to switch to Rosu on his outlap. There's only 2 cars on the track, out very early for this. Maybe looking for clear track to not have drivers get in the way. Both Rosu and Elson will be looking for a return to form. As meanwhile, coming out of the pit is going to be Ryan Much as well. But Rosu now about to start his lap. We could see a toe possibly from Much for Rosu. You've got the wrong number on. That's why it goes off of the number you have on. You have number 7 on. Yeah, he put Monk's number on. As meanwhile, we see the Red Bulls looking to give one another a toe. And Much moves out of the way. Rosu only a 10.5 down. Almost invalidating there though, right on the limits. But what can Rosu do? Just the final few corners. Won't have to worry about traffic being in his way. And Vlad Rosu comes around the final corner. A long drive towards that start-finish line. And Vlad goes P4. Elsom next to come across the line. Elsom lost time in that final sector. Oh, don't murder people, please. As we look for someone who might be on a lap. Bean staying in the pits currently. Yeah, your tyre is still there. Hardy Jizza currently P2. As we're looking for drivers who are on lap. He's starting his. Monk is going though. Monk is on a go with a Haas in front who is not currently on lap. And Monk invalidates on the turn 5. We expect that to claim a few victims for track times. And Monk will look to ease off. He might have enough time for another lap. As it's going to be... It's not going to be Balint on a lap. Balint is currently invalidated, so we're looking to save. Bean is on an out lap just behind, so it's not Bean. Puff ran in P6. He's starting his lap. It is Jerling on lap. And what can Kevin Jerling do compared to Soybean? Oh, and he invalidates. That will almost be the end there for Jerling. And it's going to be Monk just about making it in time to start a lap. The Haas behind of Byland. Currently P16 will be looking to find some time. Who else could be on lap? It's the... Ooh, it's going to be hard. Is it Talbot on a lap? 13th. Talbot, no, not Talbot. Talbot is on a lap. But it's going to be his teammate. And Handy Jizza puts it P1. Handy Jizza throws down the gauntlet as Khan currently invalidates, who will not be setting another lap. Ule improves to P5. Talbot improves to P12. Nick Mangano, P15 currently. Berlin, I believe, did cross the line and is on a lap. But it's all eyes on Soybean. Bean up in the first sector, up in the second sector. Can Bean put it on pole? Loadman has gone P3, dropping Jerling down to P4. Rosu remains P5. Monk is P7, does improve but not enough. But all eyes are on this man as he rounds the final corner, as he drives towards the line. Soybean goes not fastest. Bean only managing P2. Handy Jizza is gonna be on pole. Not Handy Chizzer, Hardy Jizzer. As here we have the qualifying results. Harrison Swan unable to set a lap. Nick Mangano P17th. I can't say that name. But it is Hardy Jizzer on pole. Soybean P2. Loadman rounding out the front three for this race. And it's looking pretty sunny right now. Oh, this is tantalising stuff. As we're about to get ready to go underway now for the race. And they're off, and it is going to be Hardy Jizzer getting an amazing start compared to Bean. Loadman, as we look further back, it looked like someone went straight on there. It was an Alpha, it's a Alpha Tauri, and it looked like it was Melvin Talbot, and it is Talbot. Avoiding damage though, as we now come in through turn 3 and 4, and there's contact further back. Oh, and there's a big pile up. Absolute calamity further back. A Red Bull has lost his wing. There was a Haas involved in there somewhere. But it's still going to be Hardy Jizzer leading. Bean P2, Loadman P3, Jerling P4, Rosu P5, and P6 is Ule. The 6 of them have pulled away from the rest of the field, and there's 6 different teams fighting for first as we have side-by-side action for P5 between Rosu and Ule. Rivals in Season 5 push each other right to the end. And Elsom's had a moment. Elsom has spun through turn 11 and 12. But Hardy Jizzer does set the fastest first lap. And I'm going to get rid of this lap timer thing if I can do it. Please. And he also doesn't have telemetry on. So AlphaTauri getting a fine here. Let's do a quick telemetry check for all of the drivers. Bean's telemetry on. Loadman's on. Jerling on. Rosu on. Ule on. Byland on. Swan on. Harris on. Harris on. Soft tyres. Monks is on. Talbon's on. Bryant off. It's on. That's not much wear. Elsom's is on. Silvers is on. Prufran's is on. Carnes is on. Doesn't look... It is on. And it is on. Much currently rounding out the last. So there's 2 drivers without telemetry. The race leader currently with half a second lead to Bean. I'm going to quickly just remove something because it is doing my head in. I can't find it. Shit. turn off. As the real monk, Alfa Romeo of Berlin. I've just got to quickly fix something on the overlay because it's not disappearing. Not that, not that, not that, not that, not that, not that, not that. That one. Be gone. Right, there we go. I've got rid of the thing that was bugging me. So currently, Hardage is the lead. Bean P2. Loadman keeping up in P3. Jerling holding on to the back with the DRS in P4. They have dropped Rosu and Ule out of DRS range though. As rounding out the rear is Nick Mangano. With I can't say his name. His name is a tongue twister. Bean though. Oh, he's eyeing up the rear of Hardage's. And watching just in arrears is both Loadman and Jerling. Further back, it looks like Swan is putting the pressure on Byland. Byland up into P8. Let's have a look at our big gainers and big losers. Big gainers is Swan and Harris, both up 10. The biggest loser currently would be Pufran, down 7. As Monk picks up a 3-second time penalty already for abusing track limits. As Khan on the fresh medium sets the fastest lap in that Aston Martin. But Swan now eyeing up a move possibly here. As they go side by side, almost. Swan thinks better of it. Maybe gets a better exit though. Then Byland will have the DRS aid. Oh, it's wheel to wheel stuff from the pair. And they're going to be side by side through the next corner. Oh, slight bit of rubbing, but Byland holds off Swan for now. And all in all, meanwhile, on the Silver's binned it. And that is going to be a safety car. Let's have a look. What has Silver done? Looks like he's gotten a bit too much curb and just put it into the wall. Alpine will not be happy about that. And as we bunch the field back up. Helps me see what's going on a bit better. So Much comes into the pit, so does Pufran. Will we see anyone else coming into the pits? It doesn't appear so. So as things stand, it is going to be Cone? K-O-E-N. I've absolutely butchered this poor guy's name. I am so sorry. It's going to be Hardage's leading from pole. Bean in P2. P3 is Loadman. P4 Kevin Jerling. Rosu holding off the offensive from Ule to keep hold of P5. Ule in P6. Byland dives into the pits. Currently P7. P8 was P8. Now P7. Swan. Harris on the softs also into the pits. The actual Alfred, the real Alfred Monk, will now be P8. With Talbon now arriving into P9. Berlin is going to be P... Races Byland, not able to get out in front, will be currently P11. As Elsom is in P12. 13th will belong to Harris now. 14th will be Bilal Khan. 15th is Pufran. 16th, Nick Mangano. 17th, Much. And lastly, but not least, Benny Van Gunter. Benny. He's going to be called Benny. I can't say that surname. If anyone can teach me how to say that name, we'll be happy. As now they are behind the safety car, only lap 6. The vice team principal of Alpine sadly losing it. And causing this safety car to come out. Everyone who was caught in that turn 3 incident, basically given a get out of jail free card. I know it's Van. Is it Van Gert Dawn? Van Gent Vaughan. Van Gent Vaughan? Yes, the top 7 are actually completely different teams. It was the top 8 before, it was the top 9 were all different teams before Harris and Bylam pitted. Harris is a double medium stint. Oh, Harris has gone onto the cursed tyre. He's gone onto hards. Oh, and someone's lost a wing. That was an Alfa Romeo. It was Berlin. Lost an end plate there. As Hardiges will be getting us back up to speed. But this is Harris on hards. My man is losing it in that fast left right and going into a wall. Bean hounding the rear. Hardiges though goes on corner exit, and it actually looks like we're gonna have a battle for P3 here as Lodeman covers off the inside. Lodeman gets a good drive through the second phase of that restart and is able to hold off the Mercedes of Gerling. As meanwhile Hardiges still leads with Bean in P2. Lodeman and Gerling side by side though. Into turn 3 they go wheel to wheel as Nick Mangallo's had a crash. Gerling up the inside of turn 4. Lodeman looking for a switchback. And Gerling gets past. Oh, they're still side. Oh no. They're still side by side. Rosu eyeing up a possible move on the victor of this. Lodeman getting a bit of a snap. Rosu still looking racy. They've lost the back end. Lodeman loses time and positions. Lodeman drops all the way down to P8. Now it's going to be Rosu all over the rear of Gerling with Hule just behind and Swan in arrears. The front 2 have legged it. They've gone. They're outside of that second window over the rest of the field already. Hule looking for a move here on Rosu. Hule up the inside for P4. The Ferrari up into P4. Rosu drops down back into P5. Lodeman. Does Lodeman have damage? He seems to have lost. It seems to have recovered, but he dropped all the way down into P10. Meanwhile, the front 2 rounding the final corner. And it looks like Gerling may have caught back just within DRS. No, he has not. So the front 2 come through. Hule now up into P4. P5 is Rosu. As who's that? Oh my god. What just happened there? That was a Williams of Monk side by side with Byland. And looks like Monk able to hold off the fresh mediums of Byland currently. Almost rear end the McLaren. That would have been a heated ticket. But Monk able to hold off Byland. The front two, though, have gained a substantial gap to the rest of the field. Over a second now. So no DRS for the car behind Bean. Bean can think about being on the full offensive. As further back it's Monk and Byland. Byland around the outside of Monk. And Byland makes the move. Byland up into P7. Monk drops down to P8. And he's got a hungry Talbot behind him. Lodeman seems to have recovered that car well and is still within the top 10 as DRS has now been enabled. And we have quite the train formed here. But Byland might be in a good position here with them fresh mediums. Everyone around him still has to pit other than Harris, who has dropped down a position since the restart. We look to see where the action can be, and it could be Byland eyeing up a move here on Swan. We're going to ride on board here with Byland. He's already lose 75% of his battery. He's pushing it hard. Swan getting a little bit loose there. Does have the DRS, but Byland might, with a better drive out, will be looking to go around the outside once again. Byland up into P6, gets past Will Swan. And Byland is on a charge on them medium tyres. Fresh mediums really paying dividends here. He's been able to make his way back up through the field. As further back it looks like Puffran's had a moment and he's missing an end plate there. So Puffran missing an end plate will surely have to pit. But back to the front, Bean not able to get past Hardy-Gizzer. But this front two still holding on to a solid gap. Jerling has dropped Ule off the back. So Jerling currently in no man's land, looking to try and bridge that gap to the two ahead. Next on Byland's tick list of overtakes is going to be Vlad Rosu. As further back, Talbot maybe thinking about a move on Alfred Monk, former Williams driver Melwin Talbot. Under a little bit of pressure here from Lodeman. And Rosu is a bit closer to Ule than normal as well. Lodeman thinks about a move there. Rosu now under a bit of pressure from Byland. Byland's mediums definitely showing that they have the grip, both with the DRS. Will Byland look for a move up the inside? It's very tight. Byland holds it on the inside still. Will have the grip factor with the fresh mediums compared to the used hards. And they're still side by side. Wheel to wheel stuff from this pair. And Byland up the inside. Byland gets another driver. Byland is on a charge as well. Oh! Who was that in the background? That looks like it was Lodeman. And it is Lodeman. Takes off his whole front wing. Somehow not DNFing. That was a big crash. As it looks like Jerling has caught the back of this front two. So Jerling puts himself back in contention. The top front three. Within a second, Ule will be looking to catch up. Rosu now having to hold off Swan. And Swan, we just saw it there, picks up a 3-second time penalty on the exit of turn 5. But Lodeman's race has gone from bad to worse. He was up in the front 4 and is now, after seemingly getting a little bit on the grass and getting a bit out of shape, dropped to P10 and now down into 15th place. Ule though might be coming under pressure from Byland. Byland has really put them medium tyres to work here. And further back, it's going to be Khan and Elsom side by side into turn 13. Elsom runs a bit wide. Khan up the inside. But Lil Khan overtakes Elsom, and Elsom getting a little bit squirrely. The tyre age as requested. Everyone in the top 8, bar Byland, yet to pit. Khan and Elsom also. On older mediums as Lodeman now into the pits. We're looking to replace that front wing. But the front three have really pulled away now from Ule. Ule not got the pace of the front three. And Byland has been dispatching people. He's had a hit list and he's been scrubbing off names. Rosu has dropped back. Rosu not within DRS by the looks of it, of Byland and Ule as well. So this can only be good for Ule in the long term. Oh, Byland gets a little bit of a snap. Jerling seems to have had a moment as well. Not as close to the front two. But Ule able to prevail as we're going to switch to Bean. Right on board with him as we come round the final few corners. Will he be able to get past Hardy Jizzer? Hardy Jizzer has had the straight line speed. He doesn't have telemetry on, so he won't know what battery he's on. But Bean thinks about a move for a second there. Thinks better of it. Meanwhile, it looks like the battle for P4 is really heating up. It's going to be Byland who goes around the outside in turn 3. Wheel to wheel with Ule through turn 4. And Byland gets another person. Wheel to wheel stuck by the pair. Keeping it clean. We love to see it. And Byland up into P4. Really put their medium tyres to use. And showed some brilliant racecraft with moves on the inside and the out. Currently, Elsom has pit now in P14. So Elsom has decided to pit onto the hard tyres. Maybe that was the end of his mediums. But meanwhile, Bean is a lot closer than normal on Hardy Jizzer. Will Bean be able to get past the AlphaTauri? On this straight, he might be looking for a move. Hardy Jizzer getting a little bit loose. His rear light not flashing though. Bean though is gaining on him. Will look for a move up to turn 1. He's on the inside. Wheel to wheel they go. And Bean will get a second helping of the DRS now. Jerling still within contention as well. Hardy Jizzer though looks to be deploying. Swings to the outside. Been a bit wheel banging from the pair. Getting their elbows out. And they're still side by side. It looks like Bean has made the move stick. Bean up into P1. Hardy Jizzer P2. Jerling all over the rear for P3. But these front three have pulled away from the rest of the field. And it's looking like it's getting a bit heated now as Lodeman sets the fastest lap on fresh mediums. But we're going to keep our eyes on this battle. We're going to ride on board with Hardy Jizzer. Looks like he's got 50% of the battery. We'll now have the DRS. There's no point running the Halo because we won't actually see his battery usage. But you can see his throttle application and gears. As further back, it looks like Monk's had a moment. Monk has lost the position to Talbot. Talbot gets past the Williams of Alfred Monk. And he's going to be Lodeman with the fastest lap. Someone got a 3-second time penalty. It was Elsom picking up a 3-second time penalty. And Hardy Jizzer keeping up with Bean. Oh my god, I thought we was about to see an incident. But thankfully not. Bean now is going to be leading this race. But the front three very close to one another. Byland unable to shake Ule. Ule is held on very well as Swan picks up another 3-second time penalty. This isn't going to be very good for him. With 6 seconds of time penalties. Will not favour him at all. Harris currently in P10 now. Might be looking not to pit again. As the front battle for the first place is still on, these 3 drivers. 6 car lengths separate the front 3. Bean taking the title line, and there we see the undercut. Second and third, both into the pits. So now it's Bean. Bean is going to have to put pedal to the metal. The front 2 into the pits. I do not want them. I wanted Ule. I wanted Ule. So the first to bite was P2 and P3 of Hardigizer and Jerling. Swan also pitting. The undercut could be powerful here. Will Bean be able to make the overcut work? We will see. Byron in P2 now. His medium tyres will be starting to feel it. As Jerling definitely lost a little bit of ground in the pits there to Hardigizer. He's all out of DRS range. But we watch eagerly with Bean. What will Bean do? Is he going to react to the pit stops? Or is he going to stay out and stick to his plan? Byland has made inroads on Bean's gap actually. On the mediums. Done good work with the mediums. And it's Byland into the pits. Ule stays out. Rosu in. Bean in. So Ule will now be your race leader. Ule leading. Monk stays out. As does Harris. Harris's tyres. Let's see the wear on them. 36% on that rear left already. But we start to see how this plays out. Where did Bean come out? Bean came out just in front of Hardigizzers, but Hardigizzers with the fresher mediums might be looking to get past. And he does so. Bean loses out. And it's going to be Hardigizzers overtaking him on track. Back up to P6 and P7 respectively. Jerling P8. Taubom P9. A bit of a gap from Jerling to Taubom. Is that where the Ferrari will be looking to slot in? You see Monk as well. Now up into P2. The new Williams team principal. Riding strong his tyres. Over 50% on that rear left though. We'll be feeling it a little bit. As Balint picks up a 3-second time penalty. Currently riding in last place in P7. Monk gets a big snap there. As Benny. Is that Benny? That is Benny battling out with Ryan Much. The pair of them. Maybe. Oh, Benny's lost it. Benny has lost it. Loses the rear end there. And he'll be losing positions to Hardigizzers, Bean and Jerling. Jerling now sets the fastest lap, but Benny keeps in front of Jerling. Very important that. Jerling though looking to make a move now with the mediums on the inside. And he's passed before turn 3. Jerling gets past Benny for P6. Ule still staying out on them hard tyres. Let's see what the wear on them is. He's hitting that 60% region. As meanwhile, Harris and Much also still out on hard tyres. They have pit. So these are active. And it'll be interesting to see, will the strategies pay off further back? Taubon has got quite the train on him. It is going to be Taubon, Monk, Rosu missing out a lot. Khan in P11. And then just behind there, Byron P12, Swan 13th, 14th for Elsom, 15th for Pufran. As it looks like an interesting battle shaping up though for P4. Ule still stays out. The front 2 definitely gaining on Ule. But Bean will have the DRS here. Will he be able to make the move as he sets the fastest lap? Side by side into turn 1 they go again. Wheel to wheel stuff from this pair. They have not messed up with the entertainment. And Bean goes through. Bean up into P4. Hardijzer P5. And Jerling sitting there ominously just behind. But Ule is your race leader currently. With Harris in P2. Ryan Much P3. And it looks like Elsom going slow. Has he had a moment? Or is he just coming out of the pits? I think Elsom coming out of the pits now in P17. Hasn't been the race to remember for him, but he's still had a good showing nevertheless. Ule though leading with about a give or take a 4.5 second gap to Alex Harris in P2. And Elsom, has Elsom run into a spot of bother? Elsom seems to be struggling. At the back there. But back to the race leader, and it's Ule. Goes for another lap. Is he looking to go hard soft? It's going to be very close where he slots out compared to the drivers behind. He might be coming out behind Swan at this moment in time. Harris will be battling them hards. Almost 50% on the rear. He's still got 6 laps to go. Much is being approached by the leading trio. As Ule picks up a 3-second time penalty. That is monstrous for Ule. Much now with Soybean. Keown Hardijzer and Kevin Jerling behind him as Khan now picks up a 3-second time penalty. The penalties are now starting to pick up. As Elsom spins again. Elsom going slow. And now has been lapped. Oh, Elsom. Oh, Elsom. Meanwhile, though, it is going to be Much defending off Bean. Maybe a switchback, though, from Bean. I think Elsom just trying to keep out the way, keep it safe and clean. Bean gets through on Much. But Much will now have the DRS on Bean. It is sad keks for Elsom. He was having a good race, but I think he got caught up in that turn. His qualifying pace was still there, that is for certain. Bean now with a car between him and Hardijzer. And Elsom does choose to retire in the pits. And Hardijzer picks up a 3-second time penalty. This is huge in retrospect of everything. Because that 3-second time penalty is going to put him behind Much and Jerling as things stand. He has got past Much as we see Much now having to defend off Jerling. Side by side through turn 6. We don't normally see a move through here. But Jerling has made the move stick. And Jerling now up into P5 will be chasing them down. Oh, Elsom's had a technical. Oh, that is not what we want to hear. So now Ule still leads. Has Ule pit? Ule is the only car not to pit. Harris technically is provisionally your race leader. But if you look just in the distance, you will see the medium runners of Bean, Hardijzer and Jerling fast approaching. Oh, Harris has a... Yeah, Harris on hards. We're just it's normally just waiting for it to boil over. Is Ule waiting for a safety car here? Is that his play? As Benny picks up, and Rosu also picks up a penalty there. Rosu currently in P10. Swan picks up another one. Swan on 9 seconds has been passed by Bilal Khan. As meanwhile there seems to be some action going on somewhere. Oh, Khan's crashed! Khan has crashed and is caught. And it's a safety car. Khan has lost it through. Hardikers. Okay, Hardikers. I'll do my best to remember that. That's a safety car. And things have just switched in an instant. Khan losing it in the exact place where Chapper's lost it. Harris choosing to pit. Bean stays out. The medium run, the front three on the mediums stay out. Much speeds into the pits and picks up a 5-second. No, Khan did a U though. Khan catching Swan as well in the crossfire. And we've got 5 laps to go. Ule comes out ahead, critically, of Talbon. Ule in P4. The Ferrari master plan. Hard ices. Oh, this is going to be really hard. So it's going to be Bean leading us with hard ices P2. P3 is Jerling. P4, Ule. Gifted. A big leapfrogging of the medium cars behind. Harris is P9. Will have to fight his way through this crowd. Ule could be in prime position to get the win here. P10 Much also on softs. Benny on softs. Puffran on softs. Swan on softs with 9 seconds of penalty. And Lodeman P14 on the soft tyre. I don't think Harris has got it easy. Harris down in P9. This front three will have to fight off the charging pole of Ule on fresh softs. I know, this is unlike real life Ferrari. Oh, good point. Ule does have a 3-second. Rosu with a 3. Monk with a 6. And Hardy's we'll go with Hardis's with a 3-second as well. Hardiki. You don't have to overtake Ule. Ule's got a 3-second. Oh. Okay. I think it was Keown. I am, of course, still Merc TP. The new game, I'm getting the lovely black Merc. I'm living my best life. As now it will be Bean setting the pace. And Bean will choose when we go. Is he going to try and ice the cars behind and put the pressure on them? We're going to have 4 laps of racing. Bean still yet to go. They're getting antsy behind. Oh my god, they're double. Oh. Jesus. And Bean now goes Munches on mediums. Banter. Bean doesn't get the jump on the cars behind. Harris picks up a 3-second time penalty. And Harris is dropping down the order. And Monk has had a 5-second and Harris is out. Some things never change. Harris is out. But Bean leads. Not Monk, oh my god. Keogh P2, Jerling P3, but eyes on Ule as we see a battle now for P5, and it is going to be Lodeman versus Talbon. Talbon on the mediums, Lodeman on the softs. And Byron picks up a 3-second time penalty. Meanwhile, the battle for the lead in the front four have pulled away from Talbon. Jerling under a lot of pressure here from Ule. Bean under pressure from Hardy Jesus. But Bean holds off. Ule now gets the drive on Jerling. Ule up into P3. Further back, Lodeman and Talbon go side by side into turn 1. And Lodeman around the outside. And now he's going to be under pressure from Jerling. Not Jerling, Byland. Monk retires in the pits. So the Williams TP not having one to remember. But back to the front because it's going to be Ule now all over the rear of Hardy Jesus. And this is for position, both with a 3-second time penalty. As Jerling is struggling to keep up with the rear of that soft runner. And Lodeman starting to pull away from Talbon. This is where he'll gain as much time as possible. But further back, it's going to be Benny on the rear of Byland. Byland eyeing up a move on Talbon. Unable to do anything. Benny around the outside. Gets a little bit wide. And there's a little bit of contact with Puffran. Puffran goes up the inside. Puffran up into P8. But back to the battle for the lead. As what's happened to Bean? Bean's lost 2 places. He was watching that battle further back, and now Jerling eyeing up a move on Bean. That could be for the race lead. Lodeman has caught up to the rear of these as well. As Swan picks up another 3-second time penalty. Bean thinking about a move back on Ule. Round the outside possibly. Wheel to wheel. Bean and Ule. Little bit of wheel banging. Meanwhile, Lodeman has got past Jerling. And Benny has dropped down out to the points. But now is a battle between Kian and Ule for the race lead. P3 is Bean who will win on time penalties currently. With the fastest lap, Lodeman though can now apply the pressure. Jerling dropping a little bit further back. Talbot has gained back up onto this slot. And he's brought along a train with him. Oh my god. But currently, Hardy is leading this race. On the penultimate lap, Ule P2. P3 for Bean. Lodeman though, right on the rear of Bean, can still snatch this from him. Jerling dropping a little bit further back off the rear. Jerling seemingly struggling with their mediums. As everyone will have DRS to offend or defend. We see Byland thinking about a move. As we have yellow flags and it looks like it's Benny once again. Benny spun again. On the final corner on the penultimate lap. But Ule unable to get past Hardy Jizza. And Lodeman all over the rear of Bean. There's so many things that could happen. This is like a cooking pot waiting to explode. Then 3-second time penalties are going to bite the guys in front in the rear. As Silver has left the session. But the front 5 very close. Talbot just dropping out. As we see Ule. Oh! Oh my! Hardy just has had a moment. He's lost his end plate and he's going to be dropping further and further back. Pufran is getting over, is making a move on Barlin. No, Barlin gets back at him. Swan thinks about a move. Pufran up the inside. There's contact. Swan rear ends Pufran. And around goes Pufran. Ule will win it on the track. But the race winner, Ule sets the fastest lap. Bean is your race winner. Loadman P3. Fourth for Jerling. No, third for Jerling. Fourth for Talbot on that 3-second time penalty, costing Ule down to 5th. Byron manages P8. P9 for Pufran. P10 on his debut for Balint. Swan with his time penalties drops to 11th. 12th for Ryan March and 13th will be for Benny. But your race winner is Bean. Bean wins it after a thrilling race. Keown lost it on the... Hey, 2-0, get fucked, Swan! Keown losing it on the final lap. I think, it was the final lap. Oh my god, I am sweating. It is hot in here. But here he is, Bean, taking the top step. Ule with the strategy call, unable sadly to make the gap of 3 seconds. Woo! But there we have it. There is your race results. What a thrilling Australian Grand Prix we have had. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. We're going to get ready to do the interviews. But oh boy. Have we been treated to a thrilling spectacle today, ladies and gentlemen. Oof. Oh, you've missed a race, Rolf. You have missed a race. But there is your winner. Bean wins it to Loadman by 5/10. Jerling 1.1 seconds behind that. Talbot another 6/10 down the road, and Ule another 2/10 after that 3-second time penalty. The front 5 separated by less than 2 seconds. You couldn't write it. Oh, as we're going to get ready to do the interviews now. Come on, capture it. One moment, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Oh. Alright. We're going to bring up... Oh my god, it's not full screen. Ugh, that's ugly. Okay, we'll do that for now. Going to bring up your race winner. Bean, you were battling from the start, not on pole.
Nah, I was not on pole.
You were beaten by Hardy Jizzer.
Yeah, he was so quick today. I was struggling to keep up with him, but I managed to keep doing the lines, and that's why I won. Otherwise, it would have been what, P3. So, yeah. I was on two warnings though, so it was one mistake away from, well, P3, maybe P4, because Lodeman was behind me too.
Talk us through that race as well, because it was thrilling from the start to finish. You were battling it out with both Kevin Jerling and Kieran Hardy Jizzer.
Yeah, it was pretty close. I think there were some incidents just behind us, so if that didn't happen, there'd be even more people there as well, because it created like a bit of a gap, and then they weren't able to catch up. But yeah, it was pretty close the whole time. Good racing as well. So, I mean, we'll look forward to the next race at least. But
it's a sprint race as well, and it's Silverstone.
Oh yeah, I'm not very good at Silverstone, so we'll see how it goes. But I do like me a good sprint race. So we'll see.
And anything else you'd like to say? Because that was a thrilling race.
Yeah, I mean, good start to the season. Unfortunate for Monk, my teammate, but I mean, looks like this season's going to be a good one. It looks pretty close between everyone, so we'll see how it goes. And yeah, hoping to see Harris and Swan up there next time as well. They crashed in qualifying, so
unfortunate for your teammate.
I don't know what happened. I was at the front.
Keep down.
I mean, I'll have to go and see why Harris is complaining, but
sorry, I don't know why you mentioned my name when you said that I DNF'd, as if I'm going to be near the top in qualifying.
Back down you go. Losing 2-0.
I mean, Swan's always playing his pace down, so I'm not surprised he's doing it again. But yeah, I mean, I hope for good racing. That's all I can say. So believe in yourself, Swan. You can. I believe in you too, in the words of Lewis Hamilton.
I got P12, mate. I don't believe much.
Oh well, yeah. That's pretty much it.
Anything else you'd like to say, or are you very happy with your performance? I would imagine. Solid points to start the season off.
Yeah, it's a short season, so can't afford many mistakes. So I'm just trying to, be consistent instead of just sending it and spinning like I did last time.
All right, well, thank you very much for joining us up here, and congratulations on the race win and the first of the season.
All right, thank you. See you next week.
Right, let's get P2 Lodeman up. Lodeman, solid result. P2.
Yeah, just about.
Was nip and tuck with that safety car at the end with the soft tyres seemed to really pay off for you.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shit show, to be honest, from the safety car restart. So I don't know who was restarting it, but the whole midfield was just stop, start, and I just got lucky timing.
And solid result for yourself. P2 now in the drivers Is this you putting your foot down and stamping your authority on you are here to stay?
Absolutely. I think I'm. Well, my goal is this year to go for the title. I had the pace to win the race today, but I just made a simple mistake and it screwed me over.
And your team principal's here with you today. McWilliams, you must
Yep.
be very happy with that result.
Yeah, result was quite good. I was just looking over the race replays from both my drivers' perspectives. It was quite dramatic, and it was good to see that we mostly were able to kind of weave our way through the chaos. But definitely there's a lot to work on. There's a lot to go over, and there's a lot to think about. And that's ultimately what we want to do. We have two pretty new drivers this league in here. Obviously, Lodeman got acquainted in throughout the second half of last season, and then Can's just entirely new. And he didn't exactly have a dream of a debut race like Foss did, but hopefully he'll learn. And there's no doubt in my mind that he won't try to look back on this and try and work from it. He's got a lot of climbing to do, but I think he's got the facilities to make it.
And Britain next for you, Lodeman. 7 p.m. start. Will you be able to make it?
I'm on holiday next week, unfortunately, so I won't be there for Silverstone.
That's a lot of points you're going to be losing.
I know, but Greece with a beer in my hand sounds great too.
I mean, yeah, understandable. So, you will be back for the third race of the season, which is...
I shall, yeah. I won't be missing any more races apart from that this season.
What is the third race?
Spain?
Canada, I think.
Canada. Oh, I love Canada.
I want to say Canada.
Yeah, it is Canada. I've just seen it. Yep, love me some Canada. Nice track for controller players.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to say though before we go down to the audience?
No, just bring on Canada, I suppose.
Well,
I could. I'll Tier 2 obviously misses me a lot. Obviously, just not the same. Fell off. What can I say?
it's funny enough he was going to be on the tier 3 market.
I don't know what you're waffling about. I haven't put anything in the application.
No, but you would have been.
Okay.
You'd have been down with my washed self.
Better than Alex Harris, judging off that turn 1.
Oh no. Anyway, thank you very much, boys, and congratulations.
You ain't wrong.
Congratulations on P2, Lodeman.
Thank you. Take it easy.
As we're gonna go bring up the Ule P4.
It's P5.
P5, sorry, P5. Not living up to the Ferrari we know and love with messed up strategies. You called that one perfectly.
I mean, actually, I have to say it's sorry, Jacob, but we're considering. It was Jacob's idea to overextend, but then he asked me lap 22, do I want to pit now and push to the finish like normally? I said, the chances for safety car are quite high, let's say for one more lap, and it actually paid off.
I was gonna say that
Yeah,
safety.
you never know in those kind of situations. So I was just leaving it up to the driver. If he felt confident to go one more lap, then yeah, I wouldn't mind it. Then yeah, it just went.
It's only since the days of Michael Schumacher have we seen a strategy call from Ferrari go right.
Well, it's
No.
just too good for Ferrari.
But P5, nonetheless, a solid start to your season.
Yeah, I'll take P1 on track, P5 after penalties. What can I say? It's skill issue, but it was solid race. I don't think the boys that were running up in top 3 most of the race were reachable today until last safety car. So I had pretty lonely race. I had small battle at the beginning with Rosu, which I managed to pass, but then the further I was taking those cards, they weren't actually that much used up. I heard that they were only 68% at most when I pitted, but still they were. I could feel them enough, to start making slight mistakes, and actually, in most cases, that 3-second time penalty would be the sign of me crashing next lap. Fortunately, it wasn't the case here, so I brought them back to the pits. and the last thing, what can I say, is history. I knew there was some fierce fighting. The pack is actually really competitive this season. So yeah, as Bean said, you can't really afford to make that many mistakes, and mine costed me 15 points today, but it was solid race nonetheless, I think.
And all in all, you must be very happy with the pace that you were showing, though. Towards even in qualifying, you were still up there.
It was P6. It wasn't the worst quali, I think.
And you had a very good battle with Byland and Rosu during the middle part of the race.
Yeah, Byland actually was quite fast, especially in the straights. We were using a little bit higher wings, so he was the one to watch. Especially, it was actually the only driver that Jacob warned me about. But
Well, is there anything else that you would like to say, guys, before we see if anyone else wants to come up?
I already miss racing in tier 2.
You're in tier 1 now.
I just want to mention that in all 3 seasons of my career so far, I always finish P3 in Britain. Let's keep it up.
Not last season though. I'm
Did-
sorry.
Didn't I?
Oof.
No, you didn't.
Oof. That's just
maybe
harder
not.
than you, but I'll just sum it up pretty quickly. Pace-wise, we were looking at P5 finish, to be fair, today P5, P4. With the penalty, it would have been probably P8, P9, so just being up there gave us the P5 we were fighting for today, so I guess it's just realistically where we are in tier 2 for now, at least. We don't know where we are with the other car because he was kind of not here.
Stick.
He took a trip to the Shadow Realm.
Yeah, you can say that. So right now, I think we should be fighting for P3, maybe P2 in the constructors. In drivers wise, I have no clue.
Well, thank you very much, boys, and we look forward to seeing you next week. And hopefully, your other driver can control his insides.
Yeah,
Thanks
I've
for-
already been talking with him. He will be controlling it.
Are you sure?
Thanks for having us. Have a nice race. See ya.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks.
And-
Yeah.
Thank you.
Would anyone else like to come up? Swan.
Yeah, I don't have many words, to be honest.
I have 2 for you.
2-0. Yeah, nice title, mate. Good bottle.
What?
Anyways, do you have anything to say to us?
Talk us through your race, really.
Right, I'll give you 5 examples of my race, right? Track limits,
Yeah.
track limits, track limits, track limits, and track limits. It was really fun. I kept it between the yellow lines, stupid yellow lines. Why? Why are the lines yellow? Anyways, yeah. I just hate Australia. It's just such a terrible track. Like, it is awful.
Giving us some very good racing today.
I couldn't care less. It's a terrible track and I hate it with all my heart.
Fair enough. Anything else you'd like to say?
Yeah, apologies to Prix. I kind of stiffed him. But let's think what else happened in my race. I don't know, it was pretty uneventful overall. But yeah. Thanks Luke.
Well, no problem. Thank you very much for racing.
Yeah, I wish I didn't.
Anyway, that will be it from me today. Thank you very much for tuning in. Tune in for Wednesday as the Tier 3 drivers take on Australia. Will we see Kingma be able to hold on to his crown, or will we see someone else throw their gauntlet down into the ring and challenge Kingma, who looks to go back-to-back titles? Anyway, thank you very much. It's been me, Martin. Goodbye.